All right, and we're back here with Coach Larry Proffitt, head coach of the Dixon Dragons. Coach, we got a big game coming up Thursday. You had a JV game on Tuesday night. Talk to me a little bit about this past game on Tuesday night.
Yeah, Tuesday night we played Fairview, our JV. Of course, quite a bit of Fairview's JV is quite a bit of their varsity. And so my young kids that don't play varsity actually were playing, kids that are older and more experienced, but we know that. We know our kids are young and inexperienced, and so it helps build character. It helps build their knowledge of the game. And sometimes, man, it's not about the winning all the time. It's about building and getting better and getting stronger. And my coaches told me a lot of things that my kids did right, so we've got to build off of. And so I'm happy with their performance. And they didn't quit on my guys, and so I was happy about that.
Well, it's always good when your JV, is playing well and playing hard and getting ready for the next level. Speaking of the next level, you got your varsity squad on Thursday night going up. Tell me, who are we playing on Thursday night?
We're playing the Burns Bobcats, man.
That's what I was thinking. It's the big rivalry game. And then I guess next Tuesday is the JV versus Burns. So I'm looking at the schedule right now. So we got some big rivalry games coming up. Talk to me a little bit about Thursday night and how you feel going into it.
Well, we're working, trying to get better every day. We saw a game film of them playing Fairview. We think Burns will give us a really good game, and we'll have to play our best game to win. I mean, that's what we aim for. And our JV plays Thursday also. They play at 5 o'clock, and then the varsity will play after. But then, Burns will come to Dixon for JV game next Tuesday. So
that's exciting. Getting to play the rival games a couple times in a row here. I think both teams have had pretty good seasons up to this point. You guys have done pretty well. I guess the only hiccup has been against Fairview. But talk to me about the evolution of your team from game one all the way up until now.
Well, we're developing and getting a little bit better at what we do, and we've not broken out our full playbook on anybody yet. The one you call it hiccup, and that's what I call it too, because we turned the ball over several times at bad points in the game against Fairview. We had the lead in the fourth quarter, but we had kids over there cramping at bad times, and we ended up losing that ball game because of turnovers. It was just so sweaty, and I didn't have enough towels to take care of the boys and the balls, and I take that loss on me. But we've moved on from there, and we've worked hard, and we went to Harpeth and played a pretty solid game there. And our JV played this evening over at Fairview, and we had varsity practice back at DMS, and we're focused on our game plan against Burns. And, we know they like to run the power game. They'll line up the power eye or a smokestack eye, what I call a stacked eye. And they'll run a lot of ISO and lead out of that. It's their biggest plays. They've got a little reverse they run out of the power eye. And of course, the Potter kid, he'll roll behind the stack, or he'll bootleg out of it. And so, we're coaching our guys up to look for him. And, we've coached certain things. If our players see certain things, they're looking for quarterback, and if they see certain other things, they're looking for running backs. And so we're preparing our kids to do as well as we can do.
So the game is, you guys are actually going on the road to Burns, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
How big is the home field advantage in this game with it being so close? It's still, in the county, so you don't have to go as far. Do you think home field advantage plays a big part in this game?
Well, I think home field advantage should always play a role in it, but my team right now, the mindset we have, we don't care where we play, whoever we play. We're just ready to play football, and that's kind of what I try to do with my guys. As much as we like playing in front of our home crowd, because we don't have to travel and it allows more people to come to see us, I get them the mindset that it doesn't matter. We want to be the superior team on the field no matter where we play.
So, you guys play Burns on Thursday night. You got a JV game next Tuesday. The season it's kind of getting away from us. It's taking off pretty quick. You guys, you're looking down the tunnel. You can kind of see the end in sight. What are your goals from this point going forward? What are you guys trying to achieve?
Well, we try to go 1-0 every week. We try not to look ahead. So Burns is all that's on our mind right now. But this will be our last road game. We finished off with 2 games at home against Cheatham County, and then Grace Christian comes up for our 8th grade night on the last regular season game. Then if we finish in the top 4 teams in the conference, there will be a playoff game. If you're one of the top 2 teams, you host your playoff game. And then if you win that playoff game, you play in the bowl championship on the 30th. And because Sycamore bowed out of hosting that, the athletic directors put the names in the hat of the teams that wanted to host to take their place, and our name got drawn out. So we actually, if we take care of our business, could play at home the last 4 weeks of football season.
That would be a great thing, wouldn't it?
That would be kind of nice.
Yeah, absolutely. So want to encourage everybody to go out to Burns and see you guys as you play the big rivalry game with the Burns Bobcats this Thursday night out at Burns, as I said. But before I let you go, Coach, I want to talk to you a little bit about the Cougars. They're doing pretty good, and we usually take a few minutes when I do interview you to talk about them. A lot of those guys played under you just a few years ago, so I know you're really familiar with the team. I know you hang out down there with them a lot on the sidelines, and you're real close to the team. But tell me what you think about their start so far. They've got, I believe, Gallatin this Friday. So far, 2-1 on the season with that, that one loss in week 2. But they looked pretty good this past Friday night up in Clarksville. I got a chance to go, and I watched them. They looked good. What are your thoughts as they go into the game this Friday with Gallatin?
Well, I don't know a lot about Gallatin. I saw one of their scores, somebody they played. I think Gallatin will give them a tough ball game. I think it might resemble the Columbia Central game. I feel like Dixon could have won the Columbia Central game if a couple of things had gone their way in the first half. They had that interception right before half and ended up not scoring, but if they could have scored off of that, I kind of feel like they would have had the upper hand and it would have been a little bit different story. But I think Gallatin will probably be the same type of game. I don't really know a lot about them as I do the others, but I saw some of the teams they've played against, and so I think it'll be a tough competitive game. I think Dixon's defense is developing and keeps them in ball games, and so the offense just has to find ways to score. And people have to understand, I mean, if you watch like the JV tonight, played at home tonight, and I think they won 46-7 or something. I mean, so these young kids are coming on, but when a team has been down like the high school team has, you have to learn to win again, and that's the hardest part of winning, is learning how to do it again. But a lot of those kids have won a lot of football games at the middle school level and then JV, and so they're taking that attitude on into the varsity, and Coach T and those guys are upbeat all the time. So I expect to see a very competitive football game on Friday, and I'd like to say I believe Dixon can squeak it out on Friday night. I really do. And I think they're getting a little better every week. I know they won at Clarksville Northeast, and a lot of people said they should have won, and they did, but that's another step in your maturation. I mean, when you start to win games you should win, that's showing that you're making progress toward the process of being a good football program again. So I'm pretty excited, and I can't wait to see them on Friday night. I'd like to see how they perform.
Absolutely, me too. It feels a lot different this year. I really like the direction that the team is going in, and I am definitely looking forward to Friday night. Appreciate you coming on as always, and we look forward to talking to you again soon.
All right, see you, man.